Now we'll see the improve your learning of the world of microorganisms part 1. See for the first question, which organisms act as an interlink between living and non-living organisms? Why do you think so? So which of the organisms are called as the intermediate or interlink between living and non-living organisms? We'll see. See children, viruses are an interesting type of microorganisms. They behave like non-living things when they are outside a living cell. But they behave like living organisms when they are inside the host living cells, such as bacteria, plants and animal cells, and they multiply. They can only be seen through very powerful electron microscope. So here viruses are the interlink between living and non-living organisms. Next, we move on to the second question. See, second question, write the diseases caused by microorganisms. So, what are the diseases caused by microorganisms? Diseases like typhoid, tuberculosis and septicemia. That is, septicemia is nothing but blood poisonings are caused by bacteria. Some of the skin diseases are caused by fungi and microarthropods. Diseases like malaria, amoebiasis are caused by protozoan parasites. Next, diseases like polio, swine flu, conjunctivitis, smallpox, chickenpox, common cold and AIDS are caused by viruses. So, these are some of the diseases caused by different microorganisms. Next, third question, what type of microorganisms we can observe in pond water? So, we can see different microorganisms in pond water such as bacteria, algae and protozoa. Next, fourth question, whether microorganisms are useful or harmful, explain. See children, some microorganisms are very useful to our everyday life. For example, in making of curd, in preparation of idli, dosa, bread and cakes. And also in preparation of medicines required to cure different diseases. Some of the microorganisms are farmer friendly as they increase the soil fertility. So, these are the useful microorganisms. Next, some microorganisms are harmful as they cause diseases in croplands, animals and also in human beings. They also spoil food, clothes and many other things. So, like this you can explain that some of the microorganisms are useful, some of them are harmful. Next question, fifth question. See, why the cooked food spoils soon but not uncooked food? Give your reasons. See children, cooked food can get spoiled in less time than raw food. Raw food is nothing but uncooked food. Because water or moisture present in food item help the microorganisms to grow. So because of the presence of moisture and water in the cooked food, they get spoiled easily because of the growth of the microorganisms. If microorganisms or microbes grow on our food, they spoil it. Some microorganisms produce toxic substances in spoiled food. Spoiled food smells and tastes bad. If we consume this spoiled food, it may lead to vomitings, motions and even sometimes to death. Next question, sixth one. What questions would you like to ask your teacher to know about different shapes of bacteria? So we have to write some of the questions. First question, what is the shape of bacteria? Second one, how many different shapes of bacteria we have? Third one, why the bacteria are in different shape? So you can add more number of questions. Next, we move on to 7th question. What would happen if you add buttermilk to chilled milk, hot milk and lukewarm milk? So 3 different milk we have taken and we'll check what is going to happen. When buttermilk is added to 3 different bowls of milk, then curd formation takes place in bowl C. Bowl C is nothing but lukewarm milk. As the lactobacillus present in buttermilk can grow in lukewarm milk and converts the milk into curd. But lactobacillus cannot grow in or survive in very hot and cool conditions. Hence, no curd formation in chilled and hot milk. So, in chilled milk and hot milk, the lactobacillus bacteria which is making the milk into curd cannot grow in these two milk, and in lukewarm milk they can grow and converts milk into curd. Next, we move on to the 8th question. How are the human actions causing the death of useful bacteria and fungi? What will happen if this continues? See children, microorganisms are present everywhere. Some of them are useful, some are harmful microorganisms. But due to human actions, the death of useful bacteria and fungi are taking place, such as by using wide variety of antibiotics kills the useful bacteria in our body, and during using enormous amounts of chemicals during crop production kills the bacteria which increases soil fertility. Because of the chemical fertilizers usage, even the bacteria which are helping in soil fertility are also killed. Next, vigorous heat treatment of food material results in death of bacteria which help in food digestion. Next, if the microorganisms are removed like this, it leads to the drastic effects on human health. So, due to the human actions, the useful bacteria or useful microorganisms are also removed from our body and they may lead to ill effects. Next, 9th question. What procedure did you follow to observe Lactobacillus bacterium in the lab? Take 1 or 2 drops of buttermilk on a slide and spread it. Heat the slide slightly on a lamp for 3 to 4 seconds. Add a few drops of crystal violet. It is a staining solution. Leave it for 30 to 60 seconds and wash the slide gently with water. Then observe the slide under the compound microscope. You are going to observe this rod-shaped Lactobacillus bacterium. This is a microscopic view of the Lactobacillus bacterium. Next question, 10th question. Visit any bakery near your school with the help of your teacher or parents. Know about preparation of bread and cake and prepare a note on them. How the cakes and breads are prepared in the bakery, we will write a note on it. See children, in bakery, when yeast is added to the dough for preparing bread and cake, the dough rises. Why it is rising? Because of the addition of the yeast powder. This is due to the production of carbon dioxide during the process of fermentation. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and it increases its volume and make the dough spongy in nature. So by this process, bread and cake is prepared in bakery. Next question, 11th one. Observe some permanent slides of microorganisms in your school lab with the help of microscope and draw the pictures. So this is the activity where you have to observe the permanent slides under the microscope. So spherical shaped bacterium coccus, and this is the bread mold rhizopus, and amoeba, it is a protozoan. Next is chlamydomonas. So many different microorganisms are also you can observe under the microscope. And next question is 12th question. It is an activity based question. You have to prepare the model of any microorganism. Last question is 13th. Do you clean your hands with soap before eating. Why? As microorganisms are present everywhere, so they are present on our hands while doing work. If we do not wash our hands before eating, they enter into our body along with the food and cause infections. Soaps contain antimicrobial agents. So, when we wash our hands with soap, the microorganisms are removed. So, washing of hands is necessary while eating. Yes, right, children?